goedkope vliegtickets scoren? Je vakantie begint goed.
Hello, 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 my fellow crafters. Welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and welcome to another Tuesday Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm happy you're here. And I see people coming in already. I see Aletta, I see Andrea. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good that you're here. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and I'm not going to wait for people to come in because, well, you know, it's busy, busy, busy times, right? There are so many lives. Only today I've seen so many lives from people. It's almost hard to keep up. So I understand that. And it's always possible to watch back. So, yeah. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Lianne. Welcome. Hi, Julie. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, let's just do this. And also that's why I've been thinking about the lives and what I'm doing. And I've made a decision that for the month of December, just for this month, I've got one video a day that's coming out for the December to Remember. So I'm not going to do a special video for the Thursday, what I normally would do, because there's a video every day already. And I will try to do the lives the normal way, but I'm not 100% sure that will happen every week, because, well, I've got work to do next to the fun bits, and the work is fun as well. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, there's things that need to be done. Yeah, with one video a day and recording that, editing that, making sure you guys get it, that's a lot, together with the lives, etc. So that was my thinking. I'm like, okay, the Thursday might be a bit much, so I'm not going to release a video on Thursday evening, 7 o'clock, what I normally would do, but that's going to be a daily one now. So that's my thinking there. Hi, Belinda. Thanks, Julie. Hi, Eva. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let's switch the cameras around because I just spoke about that. We've got our December to Remember challenge that I'm working on. I've done some decorating. But I will show that later. But it's working out so nicely with the ATCs. Look, so fun. So working on that. Then I'm working on the December memories that we've also got a challenge going on. So I'm doing both. So these two are done now. So I'm keeping it very simple because otherwise it will be too much. I'm not going to spend so much time on that when I've got other things to do. You know what I mean? And that's the fun bit with this. You can keep it as complicated or make it as complicated as you want. Hi, Susanna. Good to see you. So I'm going to put these in a safe space because we're not working with that today. I need a break from the December. So what am I doing? I'm going to work with ice and snow. I don't know. Sometimes my brain is just plain crazy. I don't know how that works up here, but it does weird things sometimes because I said I don't want to do Christmas. And what do? Winter. But it's just the idea, I think, that I don't have to work on one of these prompts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in my Build a Journal XL, which we've worked on last week as well. Love this page still, but I love this page as well. So we're going to work in that now, but we're going to go way to the back and work on this last page. Here we're going to work. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do an embossing folder. And And with that embossing folder, I'm going to just show you some different techniques. But we're going to do the embossing folder later, because first things first, I'm going to use my spritzers. So I'll better shake these up. That's going to be a fun journal, Belinda. Absolutely. So I'm just shaking this up because we want to shake them until that sludge at the bottom is gone. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Hi, back to Oklahoma. Okay, so this is Broken China, which is a gorgeous color. Already made a drop there. Let me grab a piece of paper towel. Oops, my paper towel is gone. Oh dear. Oh, got another roll. Luckily enough. Okay. Just going to dry this off because it leaked all over me. There we go. So I'm just going to spritz some like so. I want to keep it very bright. And this is Uncharted Mariner. Gorgeous stuff. And going back to this one. Okay, now what I do, I've got a cup of water here. Let me show you. I'm just gonna rinse it off like this and put the cap on. That way they will not clog and they will stay nice for a long, long time. I saw that as well, Belinda, and I was like, I already have labels. Look. So I don't need them, but I do think for my sprays, etc., on top of this, yes. So they will come. I'm pretty sure I will get them. Anyways, where's my water bottle gone? Didn't I just have that in my hand? Oh, here it is. No, I never use a seal. To be honest. So I'm just letting that do its thing. And then I'm coming in with some hickory smoke. Hickory smoke is more of a silver. Wait till this is dry. This is so gorgeous. I'm coming up from high. I'm just spritzing. There we go. That's it. Oh, rinse it, David, rinse it. So now I've got some silver splatter. I'm just gonna dry that now. But trust me, the shine and the sparkle on this, oh, that's gorgeous. Now I gotta think which way it's gonna be. This is getting quite dark, so I'm just mopping some up. And I've got some other bits and bobs that I've prepared already. This is the doily, this is the, what is it called? I've got it here. Snowflake doily. And that I'm going to use. This is the Santa from the Santa set, which I've already cut out. Just because I thought, well. Hi Martina, I'm making a journal spread because I didn't want to do a prompt today. Well, I've already done 2 today, so I didn't want to work on that. So I'm going to work in my builder journal. I'm going to work on the last page. That's where this is going to go. Okay, that's dry enough. I will show you if the camera picks it up. Do you see that? There we go. Do you see that shine? Yummy. So let me clean this off. And yes, I could have grabbed a piece of card and pulled that through, but then we will never get things done here. I will never be done if I do that. Clean piece of paper. Just dab that off. Okay, then do I want to spritz? Yes, I want to spritz some. Because I want a bit of snow effect. And that's the beauty of these sprays, the spritzes. You can still lift them. They are water reactive, just like all the distressed inks. So you can lift it off just like you would do with the distress inks. It will not oxidate because it's not an oxide, but you see that? It's another layer of that from there. Love it. Love it. So next I'm going to give it a bit more texture, and I'm going to use a very old stamp of mine. This is the laced stamp, the CS401. I'm going to use that text stamp, which I love. And I'm going to take Morning Mist, so that's a gray, and I love the subtlety that gives me. I'm not going to put it on a block, I'm just going to stamp it. Because nobody has to be able to read it anyways. You see, it's just giving texture again in the background. Thank you, guys. There we go. That's enough. Again, another layer. So I will dry that. Which one do you mean? This one. It's a die. It's the 2052, the Snowflake Doily. I love this one. I've used that so many times. It's an oldie, but I love it. Okay, now check, double check. Yes, the tornado is gonna go that way. Now I'm gonna take my Christmas tree stencil. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take bundled sage, so a lighter. Am I? Or am I going to take rustic wilderness? Maybe rustic wilderness, because it's quite an intense color already going on. So I'm going to ink up my Christmas trees. And not perfect. I think this will work. Yes. And they will pick up some blue, which is absolutely fine. It's going to be pretty. There we go. See that? So that's also, again, another layer in that background. Now I'm going to get my embossing folder out. Let me clean up my mess a bit. Love it. That's what he's going to go there. You see? So you get the gist a bit. I might cut out one more, but I'm not sure yet. Now I'm going to get my embossing folder out. This one happens to be by Altenew. It's called Starry Pattern. So I'm going to use that. And this one doesn't fit, but I will show you a trick on how to do that. So I'm going to spritz the back of my paper just to 3 times. That will loosen up the fibers, because after all this inking and all that water that's already dried, the paper has gotten a bit crunchy. I don't want to wet the front though. And I'm going to run this through my machine. Now, I know how to run it through my machine. And that's different for any machine. So, yeah, you do you. You check your machine for the... But I'm going to run this through. So, that is my... Oh, hi, Els. So, see that texture? So, I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to... And now I'm going to fiddle around a bit, because I want to see... I got an eyeball here. You see, here's a whole snowflake. So, I'm going to put him there. Maybe I should just do it here, right? Okay, I had this yesterday. I had it figured out. And then again, it doesn't really matter that much. There we go. Yeah, now it clicks into place. Click. Do you see? It doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to close that again and run it through again. I'm just going to run it through like so. So I'm going to push it through this part first, and it'll grab hold here and emboss the rest. So let me do that. So, did it work, or did I push it back to... There we go. Perfectly embossed the whole panel. So that's a trick. In a way, the same way you can cut dies that are too big for your plates. It's the same way. You can do that with your embossing folders as well. Let me clean that green up, because I don't want that green there. So now we've got some nice texture in here. So now what I want to do is something that might scare some people. I'm going to take my sanding block out and I'm going to sand this. And what I'm going to do, not too high pressure. You can also use the sanding discs, you know, the from Tim. This one works just as well. But with light pressure, I am just making these snowflakes white again. Without high pressure, just making that white appear again. That's the whole idea. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to wipe this off now. This is what you get. These trees are in the background and these snowflakes are moving towards the front. Because it's like, okay, for me that's makes sense what I wanted to say. For you guys it doesn't. Well, maybe it does, but I used to be a makeup artist, so for me it made sense. Anything you make light comes to the front. Anything you make darker gives depth. So if you've got overhanging skin on your eye, you make it darker, so it falls back, blah, 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 blah. We're not doing a makeup class here, but that's, yeah. This one, I really don't know. I think this is a Sizzix one. But there are many brands that sell them. I think this one is Sizzix. So I'm just looking like, okay, where does it need more? So much fun. And added value for me is that it makes it look more grungy. There we go. The more you sand, obviously, the more white comes out. But you got to be careful not to sand too much because you don't want to make a hole in it. If that happens, it is what it is, right? Now we'll take off the sandy stuff. Then, because I want to make it a bit more explicit, I'm coming in with my very dirty Hero Arts white pigment ink on a brayer. And I'm just gonna go over the raised points, and that just makes it a bit whiter even. There we go. So now my snowflakes are nice and white. Pretty cool, right? I think so. So, let me think. Oh yes, I need my vintage photo archival, and I'm going to use my ink brush. I know Sizzix has a good one. Of course, it's me and it's going into my vintage journal, so I'm coming in with vintage photo, and around the edge I'm really giving that some color. Now I'm using archival for that. Normally I use my inks, you know that, but I don't want to reactivate all that yumminess that's underneath by using a water reactive ink. This one lays more on top because it's an oil-based dye ink, so it's still translucent. Dye ink is always transparent, but this one is oil-based. That's why you can use it on fabric. It'll dry permanent, according to Tim. Never done it on fabric. Well, yes, I've done it on fabric, but not to wash it. Okay, that's that. Love this. Love it. Okay, now this I've cut out of that craft paper, also from Tim, but I love that stuff. But then I sanded this as well, so it's not as shiny. Just take away the high shine. That's going to go on there. He's going to go here. I don't want to do it center. And then I'm going to take a sentiment. And which one? Let me see. Santa, tell me, me, her. I thought it was something on there, but it's not. So let me see. Santa, tell me. Let's do that one. Does it matter? No. I've lost count on how many of these stamps I made by now, but I still love them. I think they're so much fun to work with. Cut them out. Cut out what you need. Just love that. So what I did with the center, I heat embossed him in silver because I like that. And then I put some, not glossy accents, what is this called? Nouveau crystal drops just on here. Let that dry. That's why I did it up front, because this to dry takes forever. And then I took vintage photo and inked up the bazinga out of it. He's going to go there. And then center, tell me, it's going to go there. So that's what I like that. But I want to do a bit more snow in the background. So let me do that. Oh, I'm going to shake this up. Get my brush. I'm using Amsterdam ink in this case. Thanks, Els. It's an acrylic ink. Is there a blob in there a bit? Yes. Go away. Go away, blob. Don't need you. Tiny bit of water. And splatter. I'm mainly going around the outer perimeter. So I hope I inspired you to get out your embossing folders and use them in your art journals as backgrounds. I mean, if you take the design paper from Elizabeth's Craft Designs, that's gorgeous as well. If you emboss that. Okay, so that's on there now. So now I'm going to glue my snowflake doily. Well, else that might be a good idea, because you're a busy woman. But as I said in the beginning, there's a lot going on at the moment. There's a lot of lives, a lot of people are live. A lot of companies are doing extra lives because of sales, because of promotions they've got going on. So I understand it. And December is a busy month. So, yeah. I know a lot of people will watch back this time. I know it didn't. I know it didn't. It's just a tiny bit, but that's going to be covered up by the center anyway. So that's why I wasn't bothered. But you're right. Well spotted. There we go. Then Santa's going to go on there. You see? Nobody will know. You need to be a bit more vintage. Yes. Exactly, Julie. It's busy, busy, busy for everybody. Look at that. What a fun art journal spread. Or a card. You could easily turn this into a card. Easily. This technique is really fun for cards as well. I'm just thinking about that now. Thinking out loud. But, yeah. So, that's going to go in the last page of my journal. I'm going to clean this up first. You know me, right? So, let's do this as well. Okay, let's glue this one down. So let's put in there. Straight would be nice. Else is watching, David. Else is watching. And it always looks better in a journal, I think. Now, now I'm thinking, I had a practice run yesterday, slightly different, because I changed the technique. I did the stenciling after the embossing. Now the other way around I think is better. So, but that fits here and that would be nice. But then I need something on here. First let me ink this. No, she's not scary. But I keep hearing else, can't do crooked. Okay, I'm just gonna glue you down there. Because it does look pretty. Stay down. Okay. So how I did this, I'll show you. I had a piece this big. And I took the die from the Book of Christmas. And I put it on there like this. Followed the drawing, followed the page thingy on the other side actually. So like this, put it on there, follow the inside of the die with my pen, cut it out, and that's how I did that. So you get a nice matte layer that fits onto that book page. It's a nice trick. So now what am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? That's too much work. I'm looking through my dies. I haven't used this one yet from Annette. Yeah, but the teacup doesn't work there. I think what I'm going to do is to use my new stamp set. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. It's always nice when you know, right? I'm going to use my hat, that beautiful hat from the... My brain is dead. Deck the Halls stamp and die set. And I'm going to use that to stamp out this beautiful hat. I'm going to get my Misty because the way things are going today, I'm going to need my Misty. So you go there. You go there. Stay where you are. Stamp you. I'm going to stamp this using my wow embossing ink. I wanted to say this will work as well. Diamond medium. At the end of the day, I want a sticky ink. I love the smell of this. Where's my wow? Or my Versa mark for that matter. I always like to stamp several times, especially before embossing, So I know there's a good layer of ink on there. You see, I still don't trust it. And then what I'll do, the last part, the last time stamping, I'm going to do a silver. And what that does is quite simply, it will, if I miss a bit with the embossing powder, it won't be that bad because you will still see the silver ink underneath. Like so. Oh yeah, then it's time for a new one, Julie. There we go. All ready to go. Here's my photo filter. No, coffee filter. It's one of those days. And my silver. Wow, I had that. Metallic silver. Super fine. Beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, take the stamp out. The other day I've been searching for hours for a stamp. Couldn't find it. Turned out to be in my stamp platform. Oh well. Take a tiny little... This is a silicone brush, but it will still work. Just taking off the excess. There we go. And I'm going to melt this. Beautiful. Love, 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 love that. Now I need my die. This one. That stamp and die is so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So I'm going to cut that out, which I love that about this set, that it has that matching die set, so I don't have to fussy cut it out. Love that. What do you prefer? A die set or fussy cutting? Let me know in the comments. Look at that. Now I'm coming in with this one with that vintage photo on, and I still haven't re-inked. I'm just going around. So I don't want to color it. I want to keep that wintry mood. There we go. Oh yeah, that's pretty on there. It's a nice spread like this. Let's say a beautiful, beautiful magical season. So I think that's what it is. I love that. Here it is. Well, I'm not the best fuzzy cutter in the world. Santa, I think, was pretty easy to cut out, the Santa die set, but this one definitely needed it. So, for the people that missed it in the beginning, for the month of December I will not be posting a video on Thursdays because I'm doing a daily video for the December to Remember challenge. That would be a bit much for you guys, but also for me. So that's why I said, okay, I'm not going to do that. I've got some lives coming up at ECD. I've got my own lives that I'm planning to keep doing. Oh yeah, I think this is just a beautiful spread like this. I'm not going to do anything behind here. I'm not going to fuff around. This is it. Yes. The picture I posted yesterday was the work in progress picture, but it's up now. Love it. So that's that. There we go. That's it. Done. Walk away from the paper. So the reason I did it here, because, I mean, if you go back, here it wouldn't make sense. It needs to be at least a bit full theme colors. This one's already fully done. This one, not the right shape. Could have done it, but no. Here I have this flap that I want to do something. So this is going to be one project. I love that. Could have done it here, but then it wouldn't make sense with the full flower here. So that's why I ended up, could have done it here, but I did it here. So that was my thought process behind it. Love it, love it. So that was it for today. If you liked it, you know the drill. Give this video a thumbs up, please. Thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciated you taking your time to watch these videos because that's why we do it, for people like you. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for watching, and I love to see you the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.